so good to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for having us. I think we're going to have a great conversation about kind of going from the theoretical of AI, but like moving over towards how it's showing up in a really practical way. So as mentioned, I'm at Meta. I lead the Global Creative Council, and I have to say that I have the best job at Meta. I'm going to be honest. You all should be really jealous. In my role, I get to partner with some of the industry's most innovative creative leaders to think about the intersection of creativity and technology. And what does the future of our industry look like when these two pieces actually work closely together? So we talk a lot about AI and mixed reality and quite a few things that I think are really key. I have Victoria here with me who will talk a little bit more about her role in a bit, but I wanted to give some context for what we're even talking about and why we're here. But first, raise your hands if you're using AI in some way every day, either in your personal life or business-wise. Be honest. You guys are super impressive. That's not me. But I'm getting better at it, and I am flexing a new muscle. So it's amazing to see that you guys are all so deeply invested. One of the things that we talk about quite a bit with the Creative Council is like, how is this going to change our roles and the work that we're doing? And Victoria at Monks have done some great work around what creative production looks like and performance in an AI future. So we'll chat about that in a bit. But I wanted to hit on just 3 themes I'm starting to see across conversations and across the work Monks is doing and other partners are exploring. I think the first piece that we're really seeing, especially with like our suite of products, our Advantage products, which allow you to use AI to optimize your campaigns, we're seeing that like these AI tools are enabling brands to unlock performance in a way and at a scale that hasn't been possible before. So that's pretty incredible. And I think highly practical for all that we do. I think the second piece is that I remember I worked on State Farm back in the day, and we used to have to manually produce these banners of every kind of permutation. Same look and feel, but like different messaging, and it was arduous. But now we're seeing the ability to create creative assets at scale really rapidly. And that ability is transforming really quickly day by day. So I'm sure a lot of you are seeing that, but I think the Monks work will demonstrate that. So those are some of the themes that I'm seeing. I think just like the creative process is evolving really quickly. With that, Victoria and I have had a chance to chat quite a bit, and she eats, breathes, lives all things nerdy, data-driven, media, but really is in a position at her company to help brands understand like transformation that's happening in our industry right now and getting them comfortable enough to explore those spaces. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about like the journey Monks has been on when it comes to integrating AI into the work you do. Talk a bit about Monks.Flow and like what you're kind of putting up in front of the world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everybody. Okay, so Veronica, nerdy is the highest compliment that you could give me because I think the nerdiness really comes out and is what has made all of the work that we're doing at Monks like super exciting because it's flashy, it's exciting, you have performance, but the nerdiness behind it is really where the power is. So I love that. And then you also took my other favorite line, which is that I have the best job at Monks. So I think we're on the same page because best jobs seem to kind of reflect that middle ground between innovation, creativity, and performance. So I'm lucky enough to be a longtime Monk. Came really through the media side, but got to work at the intersection of where media and creative come together. So at Monks, we have a really rich heritage of innovation, especially in the creative production house. We have 25 plus years in the creative production space. And with that has come tons of learning and agility, understanding how small advertisers work, big advertisers work, production for global companies has evolved. And because because of our size, our scale, we've been able to be really nimble and test into a lot of innovation that's come up. A lot of work that we've done in the past was anchored around DCO and making sure that we're taking advantage of all the players in the industry industry, taking templates to the next level, automating feeds, really maximizing that. But AI and automation in particular has unlocked a new level of creative freedom coupled with production. So Monks.Flow is our AI-enabled tool. It's really a managed service solution. It's a workflow tool. What we found, especially working in the space for so long, is that there's so many incredible partners. And with AI, the players that we're talking about today were different 6 months ago, didn't even exist 6 months before that. So we have to be nimble and adapt and put solutions in front of our clients that take advantage of the best tools and tech that's in the industry and maximize it for advertising purposes, working with Meta in particular on Advantage Plus. So how do we marry that power of creative production coupled with the ad products themselves to find results? So that's what I get to do every day. It's really fun. We have a lot of advertisers that we've worked together on that have leaned in and said, hey, we're gonna test this out and we're gonna take some risks here and see what we can do for our brands.
That's awesome. All right, we'll fight later about who has the best job. But
we get to work together.
I
so
know
that's
this is
fun.
true. Yeah. Right. Yes. But I want to like in the spirit of thinking about moving from the theoretical to the practical, would love for you to talk about one of the brands that you're working on, which is Forever21, and tell us about like what problem you were trying to solve for them and what that looks like with using AI. And I think you have some slides.
I
to
do,
back this up.
for sure. Okay, so this is one of the biggest things with AI. We talk a lot about products, but where I like to really shift the conversation, I think we've really done a good job with Meta and Monks together, is talking about the results and how this comes to life for clients and making it approachable. AI can be really big. It's like changing ways of working. We can do all of that, but a lot of the work that we're doing really starts with solving a simple problem for a brand and then rolling it out and expanding. So Forever21 is a fast fashion company. If you may have worn it yourself, if you have teenagers, you're definitely familiar with it. They are a brand that's connected to culture and connected to trends. So fashion is moving really fast, and they have an extremely robust catalog with that. But AI helps us move faster. So Forever21, they were an early mover in the space, actually. They were invested with Advantage Plus, and they were looking to make improvements and find efficiencies with AI, start testing that out within their current campaigns. And that's really where they came to Monks to start testing and learning. So what we did for them is they had a series of models in their catalog. They shot all of their clothes, but they were just on white backgrounds. So what we were able to do is take these human-generated modular designs and use AI to put them into contextually relevant situations and add headlines and connect with their audiences on a deeper level. One of the greatest things about Advantage is the diverse audience that you can reach. You don't have to necessarily pick one singular consumer. You can connect with such a broad audience. And this is where creative is the key. Creative unlocks the power of being able to say, hey, I'm going to reach not half of my audience, but another incremental group just because they're resonating with a particular life stage. Maybe they're going out, maybe they're going on vacation. So before, we didn't necessarily have the power, the time, the speed to market to be able to create all of these different permutations for the consumer and be able to take advantage of the algorithmic power behind that. So for Forever21, what we were able to do is we were able to deliver personalization through the creative instead of the targeting. So this is a big paradigm shift that I'm sure if you're on the media side of the house feels a little bit in the upside down. We spent so much time about personalization, finding those people through cookie-based systems, and now all of a sudden creative becomes the mechanism, which is honestly for me much, much prettier and much more interesting. But with Monks, we were able to produce 10 times the amount of assets through Monks.Flow and our automated and AI-powered workflows. And all of this was done within a week. The best part about all of these campaigns is that it's not just a creative output. We can talk about scale all day, and this is one of the biggest trends in the industry. And I would probably challenge every advertiser in this room to talk to any of their creative partners and say, so what? So I have volume, I have speed, but what does that actually do for my results? Because if you're not getting them into market and actually seeing a change in behavior or improved performance, then volume is just a single point. But with partnership with Meta, we were actually able to see a 71% higher click-through rate. And click-through rate, that's good. We're going to move on from our vanity metric, but what did that actually mean for sales? They had a 66% improvement in ROI. So meaningful business results for this because we were able to produce creative, be contextually relevant, and deploy it in market in real time. So this was just the beginning. This was an early advertiser. We've done a lot of work since then, but really proud of the work that we've done and the partnership that we have, and excited to see that come to life for other brands.
I love seeing like hard metrics behind that work.
It's the nerdiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love it. Did you see an impact on any other kinds of metrics? I know like ROI was your core area you were looking at, but any other kind of like impact from that work?
Yeah, for sure. Lots of engagement. It's very interesting how we're seeing this scale, because this is obviously a retailer, but we rolled this out across a lot of different industries. So we're watching the metrics kind of change. We're actually seeing, on the whole, more quality conversions and leads versus just a volume game. So it may not be as many clicks in some cases, but the actual inputs or the actual actions, those high value actions, are positive pretty much across the board. So it's you have to look at your metrics a little bit differently with some of these campaigns, but they're really driving value.
To the point of looking at things differently, you touched a bit on personalization. And I've been around long enough to remember, like, you would do like weather-based ads and things that like outside of like the actual person. What does personalization right now look like in this AI era?
That's a great question. So I think when we talk about personalization, it's more about resonance than actually the individual. It's not necessarily based on your individual behaviors or where you're located or any sort of demographic or syndicated data, but it's more about just like emotional and need state. So some of the things that we've done for Forever 21, we actually just did this for the advertiser or the brand Headspace, big in the mental health and awareness community. So a very different set of criteria about what personalization means. So one of the modules that we have within Monks.Flow, and we supplement it with a lot of different other LLMs, depending on the need state of the advertiser, is we're building these personas of individuals, but we're trying to figure out, we're going one level deeper than the superficial and understanding what their motivations are, what they care about, what is going to motivate them to connect with a particular brand. So for Headspace, it was, why does mental health necessarily, what does it mean to you? Are you trying to be there for yourself, for your family, for your job? Are you working on particular healthy living style? So we're able to kind of tease out some of those insights, and those are not necessarily personalizations that you get in the past. And going even beyond that, it goes into aesthetics. So what does your house look like? What kind of car do you drive? What motivates you? Are there visual keys or trends that makes you feel more connected to a brand that all of a sudden we can incorporate into our advertising? So that's where personalization is leaning more of like the creative front and thinking about aesthetics and motivations versus I'm in Atlanta and it's raining today, so I probably need rain boots.
Yeah, it's a much more nuanced approach. Okay, we're up at time, but I do want to ask two more questions.
What fast?
If that's okay, everyone. One is, we are embarking on this new era of creativity and media planning and all of this. And when you think about how you're incorporating like large language models into your way of operating, what other areas is this impacting? Like, what is the flow of this look like across your ecosystem?
I'll give you the quick answer. Strategy, creative and media strategy for sure. Using LLMs to bridge the gap between the two, and I think Meta is a perfect example. Creative and media do not live in distinct universes in the Advantage products. If you can lock those insights and figure out some of those nuances from the beginning, you'll be off to the races.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, last piece, because I lead the Creative Council, and Jason just spoke about like the importance of creativity in this era. Like, what is the role of creativity in this automated ecosystem?
Oh gosh. Okay, just a small, light question to end us, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm totally stealing somebody else's line here. Creativity has never been more important in this AI-driven ecosystem because someone said that AI enables us to be awesome faster, but also fail faster. So creativity and understanding how to unlock the power of these models is going to be essential. So your ECD, your strategists, they're going to be empowered to do really, really, really good work. So you still need that inherent creativity to supercharge your marketing campaign. It does not replace it. It just makes you better, faster, or fail faster.
I agree with that. And I think where we're moving towards is an era where like creative production might be automated, but craft is still so important and a big differentiator between brands and experiences. Any last thoughts?
No, thank you. This was fantastic. I love working with this team and the 4As as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate your time.